Hey everybody, here at my Dell Inspiron 1525 computer partially disassembled, and if you recall in my most recent laptop video upload before now, at least before this video, is where I did the LCD screen replacement in a compact CQ62. I mentioned I was going to look at my Dell because the lid was getting starting to have a whole lot of play at the bottom, and these plastic components were starting to pop loose. Noticed something wasn't quite right. It had a whole lot of play in it, where you could just easily move the screen like this. But it's nowhere near as bad now as it was before. That's because I found out what was going on. Pull this up here. There's a screw here and a screw down there. Both those screws managed to wiggle their way loose over time. And of course, this is a 2008 computer, and this computer had not really been used that often before I had it. And I've had it for a little over a year now. And of course, this is a computer I bring to school with me and use. So during the school semester, it gets a lot of use. I noticed over the past month or so that the lid was starting to get a whole lot of play in it. So I figured I'd share this with you all. That way, if your Inspiron 1525 has this issue, what you have to do is you have to take, I recommend you take this piece off. What you have to do, there's screws on the bottom of the laptop. I'm going to flip this up so you can see. You got screws in the corner, and you got some screws under the battery compartment. They have to be taken loose. And of course, always take your battery out before you do any maintenance like this on a laptop. Obviously, you have to take the battery out to get to these screws. And then this piece here pops up from the side. On many Dells, there's actually a little access hole for a flathead screwdriver to go in and start popping it loose. It pops loose from the side, and you work your way up like this. And then you have access to your screen. Take the screws out of your screen, your lid, all the way around. This screw here will not want to come out easy because there's actually a magnet down here. This lid closes using a magnet rather than a latch, like what's on the Inspiron 1520 that's in for service. This one actually uses a magnet to hold it shut. That way you don't have to hold a latch to open the computer, you just pull the lid open. But basically, I'm going to repeat the same procedure on the other side. And it should solve this issue. So you don't even have to take your screen off the computer, you just have to take this plastic piece loose and pry it up a little bit. So like I mentioned, I'll go ahead and repeat this for you so you can see exactly what I'm doing here. Probably not the best view, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pry this up a little bit. On this side, be very careful because on these 1525s, the lid is like a rubbery substance. It's not hard plastic, and you don't want to scratch that up. Be very careful not to scratch it up. Try to get this to pop loose. The other side was much easier. This side also has a good bit of play in it, so I gotta look at it. It's just a matter of getting a screwdriver started in there. And then as far as I can go, just carefully bend up right here. And you gotta get your screwdriver in here. There's two screws, just like I showed you on the other side. Let's see if these are loose. This here was a bit loose. How about the other one? It's very loose. Very, very loose. Get that tightened back up. Now that's tight just like it's supposed to be. And piece it all back together. That little bitty spot is not even noticed. It's just a little pressure crack, if you call it that. It's not even noticed now that the computer's back. That the plastic cover is actually back down. Now it's just a matter of putting this all back together. Just put the screws back in the screen. And if you use this computer a whole lot, you may have to repeat this procedure just every once in a while. Hopefully shouldn't have to repeat it too many times. Put these screws back in. Now I'll go ahead and put this back together. I've already got the screen back together. Okay, now it's in there, but it still has a tendency to want to pop loose because the screws are not in. Go ahead and stick these little rubber pieces back over the screw holes on the display. Sometimes these won't stick anymore. Other times you get lucky and they'll stay there. Obviously it does look a whole lot better to have these in there because you don't see those screws, and these are also like little pads for the display. I mean for the lid. All I'm doing is pressing on there. Hopefully the adhesive will stick. Okay, they're all back on. Now I'll go ahead and close the lid, flip the laptop over, and reinstall this door removed and the screws, which by the way you don't even have to take this door loose. I just took it off so that way to make sure there's no additional screws hidden under the door. So that being said, I'll go ahead and put the screws on. Put the screws in, and then I'll do the door last. And when I put the door on, I'm going to blur out the video because there's a Windows Vista product key on the bottom of the door. And let you see what I'm doing here. I'm putting these screws in. Sometimes you have to bear down just a little bit because that plastic piece, see here, heard it click in. Do the screws on the edges. It's one of the display mount screws. This screw does the edge of the palm rest. This screw here, it's pretty much backwards from the other side. This one does the display. It's on the inner side. And the palm rest. Go ahead and blur out the video to install the door over the memory, CPU, and Wi-Fi cards and cooler. And to finish up, we'll go ahead and put the battery back in. Now, go and get your focus back. Notice, very little to no play at all. That's a lot better than it was. Because used to be this whole lid actually had some play in it, even when it was closed. Not anymore. Go ahead and start it up, make sure everything's working. And the computer works just fine. So anyways, if your Dell Inspiron 1525 or similar model laptop is getting to where it has a lot of play in the hinge on the LCD screen lid, there's how you fix it. Or at least on the 1525. Anyways, any questions or comments, feel free to ask them. Thanks for watching.